Hi, it's Neil McCubbin here. Today I'm doing a video about how to organise your reads, which is, I appreciate, a bit of a geeky, a bit of a nerdy topic, but it's one close to my heart. So I brought here today my read box. I'm going to explain to you what I do to sort out which reads are good, which reads are not so good. So basically, inside the box, what I have is a little piece of card. Now, on that card, you can see I've got all the days of the week, Monday through Saturday, 6 days of the week, have Sundays off. And then I've got numbers 1 to 8 here. And so what that refers to, if I just take a little bundle out of my box here, you can see all the reads. At the moment, I've tidied this up. All the reads are in these lovely bundles, one for each day of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, somewhere there. So today I'm playing, well right now I'm playing on Monday number 6, and you see I've written it on the case here. Sometimes I found if you've got these Van Doren reads, a pencil works better than a pen. That's just a really geeky detail. Anyway, what we've got here in our little bundle is 8 different reads. They're all numbered 1 to 8, and I trying to cycle them through. So I'll play each one in a perfect day of practice. When I've got time, I will play each one for half an hour. So you can do the maths for how much practice I'm doing. And I will then decide what I thought of that read. Whether I thought it was a 1 out of 10, in which case I'm probably going to bin it. In fact, I'm probably going to bin anything that I think is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 out of 10. I might have a few 5 out of 10s, but generally I'm not going to keep a read that's that bad. And you will find very bad ones. I find in a box of 10, you're probably going to find one read which is just totally hopeless. But I rate them. I give them a rating out of 10. Sometimes I get a 6, and that's okay. A 7 is like, ooh, that's quite good. An 8 is amazing. Rarely will I get a 9. I don't think I've ever awarded a 10. So most of my reads, as you can see from here, are in the sort of 6, 6.5, 7 sort of range, roughly. But it just gives me an idea of what to expect with each read. I also make some little notes on my card about whether the reads are stuffy or spitty, or what else have I got? Boxy, I've put for some of them. Bit soft. One I've described as gutless. One I've described as hard. Another I've described as bright, scratchy, and I put a little red star here next to Saturday number 7, so I assume that is probably a very good read. Anyway, I recommend you do this. Obviously, this is quite a lot of reads in my box here. I've got, what was that? 48 reads for the whole week, plus a bunch of spare reads for when they crack or I just get totally fed up with them and want to replace and cycle around. But you can cycle, and you should cycle around whatever number reads you have. So say you bought one box of 10 reads, then don't just play the same read every day, and definitely don't leave your read just on the mouthpiece all the time. Obviously, that's a bad thing to do. Cycle around however many reads you have, even if you just play one, if you're not doing lots and lots of hours of practice a day. Maybe try and play 1, or even better, just 2 reads every day, and try and cycle them each day, and make a little note of at least the best one. You can just number them 1 to 10 or something if you're just doing a few reads. But I found this very helpful for getting organised with, okay, this is a good read, this is a bad read. And I would recommend playing on the bad reads a little bit. 1, it saves money, that you're not always forcing yourself to play on good reads, tempting and delightful as that is. I think it does sometimes teach you about, okay, what do I need to do if I do have a bad read, and it gets used to the feeling of different problems and the sound of, okay, this is what a read that's too hard sounds like, or too soft, and the different feelings you get there. It kind of helps if you're advising other people as well. Anyway, that's a few ideas about what you should do with reads. But yeah, cycle them round, and if you're having a bad day, if your practice is going very badly, if you're feeling a bit discouraged, change your read. Number 1, just change it, and if it's still bad, change it again. And I just will keep changing it sometimes until it gets better. Be aware that if you're a little bit out of practice, obviously how reads sound and how they respond may be quite different. If you're really doing well with practicing, if you've been doing a lot of regular practice, maybe a little bit more than usual, you're probably going to find a lot of your reads are better than usual, above average reads. Obviously, if you've not been practicing much, everything just feels just a bit hopeless and like it's not responding, not making the tone you want, not allowing you to play in different registers or different volumes or whatever it is. But do try and circulate your reads as much as you can. I think this really does help. And sometimes you think there's something wrong with your tone. Sometimes people get very worried about, oh no, my tone has gone really bad and what's wrong. And it's very unlikely, if you've been practicing, that something has gone totally wrong with your technique and embouchure. Sometimes it just takes a long time to find a good read. If we're doing the whole what do I play on question, I play on Van Doren V12s, strength 3.5. On alto saxophone, in fact, for most things now. When I first tried the V12s, they were really... I had 2 terrible boxes. Both boxes I had were absolutely useless, and for a few years I totally wrote these reads off. And then I came back to them again a little bit later, and I found that actually they were fantastic reads. I'm not paid by Van Doren to say this, I just have found that they seem to respond the best, to get a nice rich sound, they're pretty flexible, can do a lot with them. They're still rubbish. Like all reeds are just terrible, aren't they? They're always fighting. We're always trying to find the golden reed, but they're the best ones I found. Van Doren Traditional are good too. I use Van Doren V16s for a lot of jazz stuff as well. And which are also good. No, there's lots of other things out there. There's also tools and things as Reed Geek and various scraping and sanding things you can do to reeds, and that might be worth exploring if you're interested in that. I haven't done a lot of that, but yeah, definitely cycle your reeds. And I think with editing reeds and sort of scraping them and manipulating them after you've tried them, sort of just fresh out the box, I do think that you can get a great result, but I think probably you get the best results from a reed which is just working. You sometimes you just know, you put it on, you play, and even before you've kind of warmed up, you just like, yeah, that is a good reed, and you know, and then you can play at your best. I really encourage you. I'll try and make this video, I'll round this video up now in a minute, but I really encourage you, whenever you're playing in a lesson to your teacher, or if you're playing in a concert, obviously, or in a performance, or a recording of some kind, please use your best reed. Use your best reed. In lessons, it really is encouraging for you to play at your very best. If you're able to play on good reeds all the time, that's an option. But like I said, I think there are benefits to just playing in a wide variety of reeds, just cycling them over sort of every half hour or so. So my reeds, basically, they don't get taxed too much, actually, because they only get played for half an hour a week, generally. So I'm always sort of rotating them round, and I find that helps, and they tend to last a fair while. It always makes the question of how long does a reed last a slightly difficult question to answer, but still, obviously, a chipped reed, and bin it, unless it's an amazing reed. Any sort of horrible brown blackish marks on your reed, it's done for. You're probably not going to get the result that you want from it, and it's just going to be a bit discouraging. Okay, so if you're getting squeaks and weird things, do look at the reed and see is there some problem there that I need to address. Anyway, hopefully that's of some use to you, and yeah, thank you to everybody who's subscribed. 100 subscribers now, so I'm big time YouTuber, I suppose. Anyway, hope that's helpful. Do check my website out if you'd like further information.